So unfortunately, it's now the next morning and there's still no sign of taters. It did get a little exciting last night. Search and rescue showed up looking for somebody that was coming off the deck. Apparently, somebody ran low on water. One guy left, one guy stayed, and one person was picked up by a helicopter. And then about 12:30, all hell broke loose here. There were people running around in these ATV rhinos, whole deal. It's 9 o'clock now, and I'm kind of starting to get concerned here. She's not one to sleep in. Did talk to the search and rescue guys last night, and they confirmed there were only 3 parties, including me, out here, so she wasn't in this area hiding somewhere. She has to be coming from that direction. That sign is the trail. I'm leaving my pack out here in the hopes she'll see it if she comes by. The only thing that makes sense, since I know she was a ways up the canyon, is she went up and just assumed I hadn't made it this far. And by the time it got dark, she was too far up the canyon, or convinced herself that I must be, lagging behind. But then again, you'd figure this morning she'd be up at dawn and back here, because the fallback plan was I don't go past this point. I don't have the food or the supplies to go past this point. If somehow she ends up leaving here, then I'm going to have a real problem. And she has to get back to Orange County for work, so it's not like she can hang around here all day. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why you never, ever try and meet somebody in the backcountry without a very, very specific waypoint. Like I said yesterday, I knew better. Just wasn't thinking when I made the arrangement and made a comment about, oh yeah, you can hike up and meet me. Thought it'd be nice to, be able to hike together for a couple of miles, maybe. Staring out at an empty trail wasn't doing me any good, so I got back in the tent to just get out of the sun and the flies. In the event that she is not able to find me, this gets kind of interesting because there's an 8-mile hike out to a trailhead, and then a town is 20 miles away. It's going to be quite a ways till I can get cell reception. So I'll be able to figure out something, but just before 11 a.m. she found me. So in the end, she was able to find me. As expected, she managed to get past me in the canyon. Thought that there must be no way I could have gotten past her in the canyon, so she kept going all the way to Water Canyon, spent the night, came back this morning. So the good news is I've got my resupply, a couple of treats she brought me. The bad news is we're only getting a couple of hours together. And she had gone above and beyond and packed in all sorts of things for last night and this morning food-wise that would have been really nice.
I'm headed down the Manzana Creek Trail to get to meet up with Matt tonight. Seems to be a pretty busy trailhead, so that is a good sign as far as the trail is probably maintained and will be quick travel. But it's a bad sign potentially as far as getting to a camp to ourselves tonight. Oh, yay! Look who I found while crossing the Manzana Creek. On the way to get up here, I had to do a pretty big driving loop. First, I swung by the Ozena fire station to pick up the empty bucket from the last resupply stop. And then I refilled the bucket and went by the Willow Springs trailhead, where I dropped it for Matt's next resupply in about 3 days or so. That one I wasn't able to bury. The ground was too hard and rocky. Plus it was 10 p.m. at night and I had to climb over a gate to get in there, so it was a little creepy. So I stuck it in a bush. Not too worried about people getting to it because it's not too heavily used trailhead. And hopefully the bucket is enough to protect it from any rodents or other animals out there.
This is why I have a strong preference for trails that let me by as I go, just saying. Well, that's exciting. There's even a coat rack. What does Taters do when I'm not around? Apparently drink at
Hey, I was gonna give it all to you.
2 o'clock in the afternoon. So now she's just gonna chug. You have a drinking problem. And here's the famous schoolhouse that this campsite gets its name from, which was also the staging point for search and rescue last night. So yes, Taters finally arrived and now is ditching me in the wilderness all again. But it's okay. At least there's no water and a bad bushwhack.
It's probably not going to be that bad.
This is a pattern. That's not what the guide says. That's why I have a 1 terabyte phone. All her talking on video. Okay, so I'm back to being all solo. Hopefully I will see you in a week.
Yep.
Maybe. We'll see what goes wrong this time. Something going wrong on the Condor Trail, never. And there goes Taters once again. Most of your airtime is either not knowing who Harrison Ford is or walking away.
Happy trails, Matt.
And since Taters didn't get to me till 10:30, 11 o'clock, we basically hung out in the campsite for most of the day, chatting and eating as much as we could of the things she brought. As you can see, my pack is quite a bit heavier because now I've got 3 to 4 days of food. This next little bit looks like it's going to be challenging based on I have some notes from the guy that wrote the guide and how the guide is worded. Unless there has been significant work in the near past. So he's going to push back. I'm also currently in a dry spot. Hopefully this horse canyon has water. So I'm carrying enough to get me through most of the day. As you can see, the mighty Sisquocs kind of disappeared here. We had to get water above the schoolhouse. You got to go about 10 minutes up and there's still water flowing. Huh, there's still a helicopter up there. Wonder if that means they didn't find one of the guys last night. And of course people have scrawled crap all over it. Well, that's interesting. Looks like the Sisquoc just did a disappearing job right around the campsite where everybody was hoping for it. Okay, and that is it for the Sisquoc. From here it continues on, but goes through some, looks like private land. It says grant boundary on the no trespassing sign there. Meanwhile, the Condor Trail goes here up Horse Canyon. Let the fun begin. Okay, well, this is really sucking. So I am finding what looks like old ducks, but yeah, this isn't easy going. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to make the amount of miles I was hoping this afternoon with the time I had left. It's just too rough a going, and I can't bushwhack without my sunglasses. I'm going to lose an eye, so time to fill up water and then see if I can find a camp up here somewhere. (7:18) and it's getting too dark to nav with my sunglasses on, and I need the eye protection and all this. This has been fun, and there's a lot more ahead, so home sweet home for the night. Actually, it should probably blur my face more. That would probably be more of an improvement versus the background. But can you tell Steve Jobs that? Oh, wait, no, grapefruit diet killed him. What? It's true.